So the next objective is graphing an equation when, I mean, this is the fancy way of saying it, but what it really means is when x and y are on the both sides of the same equation, because usually we're used to seeing equations that look like this, where it's clear that the y is on one side and the x is on the other side of the equal sign. But here we have, well, what do you do if they're both on the same side? And there's actually two ways to do it. Um, if there's a way that kind of connects last unit, and then there's just a way that if you weren't strong on last unit and you want to kind of forget about that, you can still do it without doing that. So the first question says, and I'll show you the first way, it says make a table of values for x, so when x is equal to -4, 0, and 4. So we have x, a table of values, x and y, and it tells us to do when x is -4, 0, and 4. So what we do is we just take our equation and we're going to solve for y, and this is actually going to really tie in last unit. So when x is -4, what is y going to be? And this is where you have to have some skills from last unit. So 3 times -4 is -12. Okay, and then now we got to isolate y. So we got to add 12 to both sides, and now it becomes a two-step equation, right? So then -2y is equal to 18 divided by -2 divided by -2, left with y is equal to -9. And you can pause and rewind that if you want to watch that again. The next one we have to do is 0. So we're going to have 3 times 0 minus 2y is equal to 6. So 3 times 0 is just 0, so that kind of gets rid of that term, so that's nice and easy. And we're left with 2y is equal to 6. And we're going to divide by -2, divide by -2, y is equal to -3. And lastly, we have +4. So we have 3 times +4 minus 2y is equal to 6. So that's 12 minus 2y equals 6. So -12 minus 12. We're left with -2y is equal to -6. Divide by -2, divide by -2, y is equal to 3. Now it says to graph the equation. Before we graph the equation, I kind of want to show you like a side note here. You can actually, before you do all that plugging in and rearranging, you can actually change your equation to an equation that is in the form of this one, y is equal to 3x plus 6, or y is equal to what we say is y is equal to mx plus b. So that's actually what we say, that's called slope-intercept form, which we'll get to later, but that's the normal form. So you can actually rearrange your equation to have it in that form. So what you do is just minus the 3x from both sides, and so you're left with -2y is equal to -3x plus 6. So now you're starting to see that you're getting it into that form. So now it's kind of getting closer to this form up here. And then if you divide by -2, remember, you have to divide both by -2. So you're going to get y is equal to 3 over 2, because the negatives cancel out, x minus 3. And then you could punch in your numbers and solve from there, and you get the same answers. So if you want to rearrange first, you can, or you don't have to rearrange first, and you can just do what we did here and just solve it like this. That's totally fine. So next, the question asks us to now graph the equation, and I'm actually going to insert a picture of my graph. So we have, let's plot our points. Let's do it with yellow this time. So we got -4, -9. Then we have 0, -3. And then we have 4 and 3. And we can see already that's forming a straight line, and that's kind of my key that, yeah, I did it right because I have a straight line. And let's join up those points. And I can join these because when we're given a question in an equation, this means that it's a continuous linear relation. And so because it's a continuous linear relation, we can draw the line to join it. So there you go. That's how you can graph an equation in the form of ax plus by is equal to c. You just have to do, when in doubt, always just do a table of values.